I didn't know what to call this video because this isn't really a book review because I'm only on page 32 of this book, but I was so excited and so into it that I just wanted to come on and talk about it and make you aware of it if you weren't aware of it already. Okay, so what am I talking about? I'm talking about the book that I started reading yesterday. It's called Ready Player One. This is going to be a major motion picture directed by Steven Spielberg. It's coming to the theaters on March 30th, 2018. And if I see a trailer for a movie or something that I think I'm really going to like, a lot of times I want to read the book first, because if I watch the movie, I'm not going to read the book, because once I've seen the movie, I don't know, I don't want to read the book. Because when I read the book, I'm seeing it as a movie in my mind, and then I like to see how the movie matches up to what I had pictured in my mind. Does that make sense? I don't know if you guys are like that too. I bought this at Target. It was supposed to be 20% off. On the website, the full retail price of this book is $16, and then it was supposed to be 20% off, but on the website it said it was only $9.99. Now, I don't know if that's a website only price, but all I know is I forgot to check my slip, and I got home and was PO'd because I paid $16 for this book. I did not get 20% off, and I did not pay $9.99. This happens to me. I love Target, but this happens to me all the time. Things never ring up at the register what they say, like on the signage in the store. I probably could take my slip and maybe get a price adjustment if I were to bring this back to Target. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but then, you know, there's always the possibility that they could say, oh, well, that sticker was from a promotion we had before and it just didn't get peeled off and it wasn't supposed to be on there. The price is $16. But yet it says $9.99 on the website, so I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, have you ever, if you are somebody that read books, have you ever read a book and after you had read maybe 10 pages, you were hooked? You were sucked in. You were like, wow, this is great. I am like beyond excited because this is going to end up being one of the best books that I've ever read. I can just tell. Let me tell you a little bit about the book, and this isn't a spoiler. I mean, how could it be a spoiler? I've only read, like I said, 32 pages. So, but I read reviews on the book to kind of get a feel for what the story was about so that I could determine whether or not I was going to like it. Because by watching the trailer for the movie, that shows you like a certain aspect of it, but it doesn't really give you a feel for what the plot line in general is. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this, and then you can decide whether or not you want to read the book and or watch the movie when it comes out in March. So this is if you like dystopian type books and movies, then you will probably like this. It's painting a bleak picture of the future. If you look at this picture, you see trailers all stacked on top of each other in columns, and then you see like scaffolding on the side of the column. This isn't a junkyard. This is the future. This is how they are saying that people are going to be living, because the population has just gotten out of control and there isn't enough housing for everyone, and there certainly isn't enough affordable housing for everyone. So then they rig wires and hoses up the sides so that people will have electricity and water in their stackable trailers. And these are just trailers left over from years ago. The world is poverty-stricken. There isn't enough food to go around. A lot of people don't work, and the ones who do work in giant factories where they have to sign a contract for 5 years for their job, and then at the end of 5 years, their job performance is evaluated, and then the company decides whether or not they want to keep them on for another 5 years. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I'm surprised that we don't have something like that in real life, because how many companies have you worked for where there were a lot of people that worked there that were just like dead weight, that weren't doing their job properly, but yet the company didn't feel like they could really justify firing them because they were afraid of a lawsuit or something? So that makes a lot of sense to have 5-year, almost like a 5-year lease on people. But anyways, the story centers around, and I'm not giving anything away. This is not a spoiler, because from what I understand, I'm just going to tell you the very beginning of the book, and that sets up the premise for the whole story. In this world, there is something called the Oasis, and it's like a virtual reality, and people are so unhappy with the way the world is because they're poor, they don't have enough to eat, you know, and on, that most people live in the Oasis. Even people who don't hardly have anything have electricity and the means of getting onto the Oasis. All they need is electricity, a Wi-Fi connection, and a pair of goggles that has like, I don't know if it's jacked into a computer or exactly how it works, but anyway, most people are able to get on the Oasis, and that's where most people spend as much time as humanly possible because their existence is so bleak in so many ways. So the man who created and owns the Oasis is one of the richest people in the world, obviously, because this is how people are living. Well, he dies, and in his last will and testament, he says, you know, I don't have any children, I don't have any family, I don't have any friends, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave clues in the Oasis, and whoever finds these clues will inherit my, how much was it, like $50 billion or something like that? It was like an astronomical amount of money. So everybody starts going crazy trying to figure out how to solve this riddle or puzzle and win this man's inheritance. And the thing is, he was an older man. Now this takes place in the future, obviously, but he grew up in the 80s. So everybody is obsessed with researching things from the 80s, TV shows, movies, music, video games, everything that was popular back then. I think there are a few references to things like just outside that decade, but that's like the main focus. Now, I did not grow up in the 80s, but I was in my 20s in the 80s. And that was a very, very fun time in my life. You may not know this about me, but I've been married before. This is my second marriage. So I got married in the 70s and I got divorced in the 80s. And my best friend at the time also got divorced. So we just, you know, went wild. We're having a great time. And so I remember all the things from this time frame with really fond memories. I mean, that's when MTV first came out, and that was like such a novelty, you know, videos set to music. And I remember all the things of that time period with very, very fond memories. And this book is riddled with that, because the game of trying to discover what the clues are to win and get this man's inheritance, that's how you find them, I guess. That's how you figure it out. So this is going to be like a trip down memory lane, but at the same time, you have the story of the Oasis and the virtual reality and what it's like to be in there. And so when you merge those two worlds together, I can't think of anything better, because I'm such a geek. I like anything that is Marvel, DC Comics, science fiction, fantasy, action. I would love to go like to a comic con or something like that. So this is right up my alley. So after only reading a few pages, I was like, oh my God, this is great. Because I had kind of gotten away from reading. And the thing with me with reading is, if I don't start another book right away when I finish the other one, I have a tough time getting back into it again. And it has to be something really good. And trust me, this is really good. This guy has written another book too, and then he's working on a third book right now. So if I like this half as much as I think I'm going to, I mean, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't continue with this. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't stay as good as what it has been so far. On the front of the book, they described this book as being Willy Wonka meets The Matrix. If you're just new to my channel, you may not know, The Matrix is my favorite movie of all time. I just think it's amazing in every way, shape, or form. Willy Wonka, Willy Wonka was okay, I guess, but it wasn't one of my favorite movies. But, yeah. I just wanted to let you guys know about this because I think a lot of you would probably really like this. And maybe you're not a reader, so this could be a good gift for someone you know for Christmas if you don't know what to get them. 16 bucks. So, and like I said, I got it at Target, but I'm sure you could pick it up at your local bookstore if you're somebody that shops at either Barnes & Noble or independently owned bookstores. Speaking of which, while we're on the subject of books, I just found something out that those of you that read books probably already know this, but I just found out, so there's a possibility that maybe you don't know too. Everybody knows that Amazon.com is huge for book lovers, and a lot of people buy their books off the website because they can get a big discount. Did you know that Amazon has brick and mortar retail stores now? I didn't know that. And apparently this has been going on for, I think, a couple of years now. Well, I found out that there is one within driving distance from me. So when I get a chance, I am definitely going to check that out. Not sure when that's going to be because, you know, Christmas is coming up and it's winter and freezing, but I'm going to try to go as soon as I can and check that out because from what I understand, I could be wrong, but from what I understand, whether you buy the books at the Amazon store or from the website, the prices are the same. So, oh my God, a brick and mortar store with deep discounts on books. So I definitely got to check that out as soon as I can. So I think that's it, you guys. Oh, and the only other thing I wanted to tell you was that Jordana eyeliner that I was saying that it looked like it was moving. It was. I would not recommend that eyeliner that I talked about in my makeup drugstore haul, my drugstore makeup haul. Jordana does carry other eyeliners though that I have used before that are really good, but that particular one was a fail. It moved and went all over the place and like melted right off the bat. And what I did was I just like put a little bit more on, but then it got like all caked up in my eyelashes and stuff and made it difficult to remove. So no, I wouldn't recommend that eyeliner. So I think that's it. Trying to think. I feel like there was one more thing I want to tell you guys now. Did I make any notes here? Oh yeah. The only other thing I was going to tell you is when I was at Target buying this book, I bought the Burt Bees limited edition pumpkin spice lip balm. Oh, yummy. If you like lip balm, if you're somebody that uses lip balm like all the time, I put it on very first thing before I do my makeup. This is really delicious. Sometimes those limited edition flavors aren't very good quality. This is very good quality and it tastes like pumpkin pie. So just wanted to let you know if you happen to see that between now and Christmas, because I'm sure it will be gone by Christmas. It was only like $2 and definitely well worth picking up. Okay, that's definitely it, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, something a little different, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.